Hey gang, BA here with the Blockchain Cartel. It's Saturday, January 8th, 2022, and in today's video we're going to talk about ecosystems. We're going to start breaking down blockchain technology into ecosystems so you can better understand the technology going forward. When we start talking about individual projects, we'll start tying those into ecosystems so that you can understand the mechanics of this a little bit better. And that's what it's all about, understanding what I believe is going to be the future of how we do business. Before we go any further, just want to make sure you understand we are not financial advisors, can't offer investment advice. Everything you see here is strictly our opinion. That is it. And here at the Blockchain Cartel, we're here to help you learn about crypto investing and show you how we trade while we are so focused on the crypto narrative going forward. All right, so here's our narrative. Just a refresher for everybody. Number one, we believe that legacy stock market investments are on a downward slope, that Bitcoin will outperform legacy going forward, and that we are out to prove that by focusing on low cap crypto gems, we can absolutely trounce the returns of simply holding Bitcoin. Okay. All right, so this is how we skin the crypto cat for the Blockchain Cartel. Two major categories. One is our long-term HODL portfolio, which the only thing we've done in it for the last 2.5 years is add to it. Short-term trading is exactly what that is. We take positions with the aim of taking profits 50, 100, 150, 200 percent, or completely cashing out at a 50% loss. All right, so an ecosystem example. All right, here we're using Cosmos, the Atom token, ATOM. So this is just an example of what an ecosystem is. It has all of these applications built onto this Cosmos layer. You hear me talking about layers all the time. So the Cosmos layer, the economic system, we would have identity, security, authentication applications built on there. Could be one, could be 50. Financial services, lending, borrowing, these staking protocols, social meta gaming protocols and applications, infrastructure, transactions and payments, and of course exchanges and trading, all built on that native token, the Atom token in the Cosmos layer. What we want to do today is I want to break some of these down and just show you which ones are outperforming, which ones are lagging, and which ones we need to watch out for going forward. Let's move right into the charts. First thing we've got up, we can't go anywhere without talking about, the granddaddy of them all, Bitcoin. So, I got to tell you guys, this is this area I have marked out here. You see, that's the channel we were operating in, downward sloping trend line. We broke above and failed miserably on that breakout there. So what we have here on this chart, this is a daily chart of Bitcoin. You see I've got my moving averages stacked. We're now in a bearish configuration. And you see these green and red rectangles. Those are just support resistance projections. So green are support, red is resistance. Right now it's only printing red because we're in a downtrend. So for traders, you definitely don't want to be taking, again, not financial advice, but you don't want to be taking positions as a trader in this market right here. It hasn't proved itself. For long-term investors, for myself, this is a good time. This is what I like to see to add to long-term positions. All right. Just another thing about this chart, this move here was a panic move down. Okay, lots of emotion tied to it. Spiked down, rallied back up, closed. We got a bounce, went about 50%, a little more deeper into this one bar here before we gained traction. Ripped back up, closed above, failed miserably. The price of Bitcoin has been walking down this trend line the entire time. So we're still just on the underside of it right now. What I expect, this was a panic move down. This was an orderly move down. What I want to see from 40 years of doing this is the move, another panic move down, a flush, so to speak, down below that area, and an emotional buy back up into that area. That's very bullish for me. We haven't seen that. What does that mean? From a trader's perspective, I think there's a higher probability that we go down from here rather than go up. Again, depending on what you're doing, trading or investing, if you're long-term holding, great place to add to Bitcoin. All right, let's take a look at Ethereum. Same thing, daily chart. This chart here is definitely uglier than Bitcoin. Okay, again, just my opinion from 40 years of doing this stuff. They dumped Ethereum. I mean, they took Ethereum out to the woodshed and just shot it right there. So what is this? What kind of chart does this look like? Or how best can I describe it? Well, again, you know, this move here in Ethereum was the emotional move down. Okay, so we rallied back up and we've just been moving inside. I don't have the rectangle drawn here, but you can easily see it. Ethereum, again, bearish configuration on the moving averages. We continue to make lower highs, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. Okay, you would expect, again, there are multiple scenarios. What I don't expect is a V-shaped recovery up to all-time highs. When you see a flush down like this, it usually takes a while to resolve. In this area here, it took what? Over 30 days to resolve, and it resolved to the downside. Okay, so I don't know how much time. We're in a high volume node right here. That could be enough to gain traction and move up, but this chart's definitely an ugly chart for the short term. Again, I'm very bullish on Ethereum long term. For long-term portfolios, in my retirement accounts, you know, when Monday opens back up, I'll be adding to Ethereum in the stock trading accounts using ETHE. All right, unless we get a big rip your face off rally back up to the upside, we've got to reclaim this downward sloping trend line to even regain some of the dignity that we've lost on this flush out right here to the downside. Okay, so anyway, long-term bullish, short-term bearish on Ethereum. Now let's get into Matic, which is the Polygon layer. So again, you can see here that Matic doesn't resemble Bitcoin or Ethereum one iota. Here the moving average stack is in a bullish configuration. We have a green rectangle over here to the left, which if you extended that out, we're right inside that area right there. You know, another pop back up, I'd say above this $2.18-19, and Polygon's back on the upside again. A lot of relative strength here in the Polygon network, so that's one to look forward. I mean, you could argue that the ones I'm going to show you that are holding strength right now, when Ethereum and Bitcoin resume their bull trend, that these that have been holding up, like Polygon and a few others I'm going to show you, are going to absolutely rip the face off of this thing. So again, that's just one scenario, one argument that you can use and put in your toolkit going forward. So just keep that in mind. Bullish configuration, it's just back down inside the moving average cluster. This is very, very healthy pullback right here. Here you can see Matic. Low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher, higher, higher. Right now it's higher. If it regains it back up, you know, another strong move to the upside will probably quickly take out all-time highs. All right, let's take a look at the Binance chain. Again, this one more resembles Bitcoin and Ethereum, so nothing doing here. A lot of Binance chain has low fees on it, just like the Polygon does. But anyway, I have some trading positions on in Binance. I don't have any long-term positions. I do have long-term positions in Matic from much lower, Ethereum from much lower, Bitcoin from much lower. Trading position on in BNB. All right, let's look at the next one. AVAX is a network that is, didn't hold its moving averages and broke through support here. So the moving average configuration is still bullish, meaning there's the shorter terms are stacked above the longer term, but it broke through badly, hasn't found a bottom yet. So AVAX is, again, if you're trading, wouldn't do anything. Long-term investors, you might want to wait until it gets down to this 81 to, say $84, $85 range. It gets inside that, it's 84 now, so if we push down to that 81 level right there, you might be a good place to start accumulating AVAX. They believe, word is that as the development goes, AVAX could be a very, very good network going forward. So anyway, just keep this one on your radar. Okay, Cosmos Atom. You can see here that this looks nothing like the Bitcoin and Ethereum chart. So again, moving average profile is bullish. I would say if we get a move back down to the 21 period moving average here, 33 and some change, might be a good point to add at Cosmos. So I have positions in this one from way back, about 2.5 years ago. So anyway, Atom, Cosmos, big play on interoperability here with this coin. You can see it's at all-time highs, within 15% of all-time highs, where Bitcoin, Ethereum are 40% or greater from all-time highs. So large relative strength, divergence here. And again, same thing applies to Cosmos. When Bitcoin and Ethereum regain, I expect, again, in my own opinion, the Atoms and the Matics to just absolutely rip it to the upside. All right, Polkadot, another favorite which has just been absolutely crushed. If you were to look at the developer activity on all of the layers, the layer 1 protocols, kind of what we're going through right now, you will find that Ethereum has the most development activity on it, which is why we're so bullish on Ethereum. But number 2 is Polkadot. I mean, the development on Polkadot is through the roof. So this thing is, I think it just hasn't seen its day yet. I have a very big position in Polkadot, and I'm up big on one, I'm down on the other. So I'm waiting to see if we get lower prices in here before I start dollar cost averaging again. Again, I think this one holds a lot of promise going forward just because of the developer activity. It just hasn't seen its day in the sun yet. All right, Luna. Another favorite where I have multiple positions in on. So again, the moving average profile is stacked positive. We have a support zone here at, say, the $60 level. Again, I would look at that 60-61 as a potential bounce if it gets down there, or a good place to dollar cost average in if you're long-term on holder of Luna. If you're trading, you want to see a bounce and then some green. You got to see some green at a different time frame if you're trading this thing. Again, Luna doesn't look like Bitcoin, doesn't look like Ethereum, and potentially holds a lot of promise going forward. A lot of stuff happening on the Terra network. All right, so Near Protocol, again, doesn't look like Ethereum, doesn't look like Bitcoin. Bullish moving average profile, support way down here at the $10 level. So if we get back inside, I do not have a position on Near. If we get back inside these two moving averages, I'll start dollar cost averaging in. I'd like to get a piece of near. It just looks like it is destined for greatness, just based on the chart pattern here and how it's holding up in this lousy market we have. All right, these aren't really, what next to I'm going to show you aren't really ecosystems, but they are proxies for the metaverse and gaming. So when these Sandbox and Decentraland start picking up, then you can expect those gaming and metaverse tokens to just absolutely rip it. So here we have Sandbox, 479 currently, right in at the top of this support zone that printed over here. We can just pull that forward. Bullish configuration, moving average profile. We're dipping down. Don't know where it's, but I mean, this would be for me a really good place to add at about 430. All right, let's take a look at Mana, another metaverse play. This one's right on top of this. I do not have a position in Mana or Decentraland. I do in Sandbox. Since I have a position in Sandbox, I'm not going to add to Mana, but I just wanted to show you this because there's a lot of big players moving into both of these spaces here. All right, Harmony Network, symbol ONE. I mean, look at this one. Just incredible strength today. I do not have a position in this, but boy, you cannot deny the strength in Harmony Network and this ecosystem. Again, when these layers here, these layer protocols are ripping like this, you can bet that there are some fantastic things happening within their ecosystem. So if we get a pullback in Harmony One, I'm going to be looking to get in if I can get below that 28 cent range. 28 to 25 would be a really nice place for me to look to add for a long-term position. All right, Phantom. Again, doesn't look like ETH or Bitcoin. Moving averages in a bullish profile. I have a position on from Phantom back in this area here. I would look at adding more to Phantom for my own long-term account, from $2.13 down to $2. Okay, that's where I would look to be adding. Again, dollar cost averaging in, adding to my existing position. But yeah, I'm not interested in adding at this level right here, especially the way the Ethereum chart looks. All right, this is not a it's not an ecosystem, but Chainlink is an integral part to every network out there in application. So Chainlink average creating or partnering with 1.4 let's call them entities every day last year. An incredible growth rate in Chainlink. I think this one, from my perspective, is that it's undervalued. So again, if we get another pushback, we've made the low, higher low, higher low. If we get a pushback down here to 22 or into this zone, which can't make its mind up, it's printing right now as a support zone. So if we get another move back here, I have multiple positions on in Chainlink from 2.5 years ago. So I will definitely add, at that 22 and below range right here. I did not add back here to the long term because I really thought we were going lower. So so it grabbed some traction, started going up. But if we get a move back down into this area right here, I will start adding more to my long-term position. Again, phenomenal growth in the Chainlink protocol, application, business model. So it's hard to, I'm not a fundamental analysis guy, but this thing just doesn't, it's like Polkadot, doesn't make sense to me at these levels. All right, I'm not going to show you this one. This is one on, I think, the Harmony Network, just to give you an example of Harmony One. When I talk about, the layer and all of the applications that are built on it to create the ecosystem, Well, Joule is part of that. I think I've got the right one here. And you can see a reason why Harmony is strong. I mean, just look at Joule, kind of a DeFi play here with all sorts of other, I guess, use cases built into it, wrapped into it. But anyway, it's just an example of a portion of the ecosystem contributing to really strong performance in the layer itself. All right, so I think we're going to conclude here. Hopefully this video helped you guys out and kept it at about 20 minutes. That's good. Hey, if you like this, just go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for any updates that we do. We'll keep these pumped out, keep you up to date as this, crushing continues in Bitcoin and Ethereum, just to keep you, I guess, aware of some of the coins showing relative strength to the overall market, and hopefully to enable you to better position, allocate capital in your portfolio that makes sense. Anyway, that's all for today. This is BA signing off.